Hey guys, welcome back. So a few weeks ago we did a seed starting video where Alex walked us through her process for getting all of our seedlings going for our garden this year. And it's been a few weeks, so I figured today Alex could kind of walk us through the progress of everything and I guess how far along we've come with everything, right?
Yep. So our Cortland onions are doing the best out of all of our onions. I had really high hopes for these ones, but they almost look like they're coming out. So I don't know if I didn't plant them deep enough, and I need to look into that. These are doing amazing. These are the Cortland OG, these are white onions. These, the yellow of Parma, are yellow onions. And then our sad little red onions. I don't know if they're too cold or just poor germination. All of these were brand new seeds. You always want to get new ones each year because the germination isn't well, so they're not onion seeds we purchased last year. We purchased them this year. These guys are doing so well that I just assumed that they would all do that well. I've been watering everything about every other day. I check the water. Our peppers are doing fantastic. And then, I know these are tomatoes, but these are our jalapenos here. Last year, it took them forever to germinate, to get going. And these are two different varieties of bell peppers. I think that when they're doing this, they might be cold or a bit reaching for the light a little, how they're kind of closing some, or more closed than just fully open, as these ones are back here. But they still look good. They feel really strong. I have a fan on everything going during the day. But since the tomatoes part of it, as you can see, I put way more seeds in each cell than I probably should have for the tomatoes. I've even already been thinning them a lot as I've gone, but this one has 5. Not sure if I'm gonna up pot them all. Last year I had a lot of extra as well and gave them to family and friends. I might do the same thing this year. So those are looking good. Oh, and there's even another little jalapeno coming up. I haven't thinned any of these, even though there's 3 or 4 in each one, it looks like. Our cabbage is doing very well. We've got some actual true leaves. Not sure if I'm going to separate each one or just keep one from each cell yet, because I also direct sowed outside seeds. Nothing is sprouted because we have been having some hard freezes here lately, so at least if those don't sprout, these ones will be good to go. And I purposely started some indoors because of the cabbage moths, evil bugs we had last year that destroyed them, thinking if I could get them started early inside, that by the time I move them outside, we should be able to get heads and harvest them before they are destroyed by the cabbage moths. If they come back this year, I hope not. Here's broccoli. Lots of true leaves on here. Also more in the cells than there probably should be, but and my same thought was with the broccoli, since the broccoli, cabbage are brassicas. The cabbage moths will also, from what I've learned, will go after these guys. So here I have had 0 germination of spinach. These were spinach seeds that I had gotten last year. I didn't start any indoors, but when I direct sowed them, I don't think they did very well outside either. So I don't know if you can get a bad batch of seeds. Maybe. My kale's doing better though. Some of it. Have some true leaves on there as well. Ben does not like kale, but I love kale.
Well, I don't know if I've ever actually tried kale.
Oh.
I've just kind of accepted what most of society says about kale outside of the gardening world.
Kale's delicious. I was very excited to start growing this kind, the lacinato dinosaur kale. because I'm not a big fan of the kale with the really curly leaves, and this one is much smoother. If it's cooked, it's okay, but if I want to make kale chips, which is something I'm hoping to do, we've got a big 𝐿𝐴𝐴 dehydrator, so I would love to make kale chips. But I've only seen recipes for kale chips with the curly-headed kale, but I'm gonna try it with the non-curly kale. These are some herbs and flowers that are doing sort of well. Actually, the chamomile was one of the very first ones that came up, and then the calendula came pretty soon after that. I planted this with my 3 different types of basil and cilantro probably 2 weeks after I'd planted everything else. And I remember I'd started basil last year, but was pregnant, and I learned that you're not supposed to touch basil oil when you're pregnant. So I got rid of those starts because I didn't want to even risk with it or mess with it.
The baby came out okay though.
Yeah, she's...
We didn't lose her to basil poisoning.
No. But maybe that's why I got a little overexcited and did 3 different kinds of basil this year.
Making up for last year.
Yeah. But these are doing good. Yeah, the chamomile, I'm very excited for the marshmallow. So we drink a throat coat tea that has marshmallow in it, and it's actually the root that you harvest, and you're supposed to harvest it the 2nd year. This one's pretty exciting, because I've read that rosemary is very hard to grow, and I finally have a tiny little baby rosemary that's sprouted up. He just sprouted this week, so about 3 weeks. It took him a long time to come up. This white sage is his true leaves are looking a little funky. I don't know if the light's too close or not, but this broadleaf sage is looking really nice, so I'm hoping more germinate. The black cumin's doing great. And then we have the overachievers. Well, one of them. My nasturtium is a little in the way of my lavender, so I keep trying to take him over, and then now he's got competition, another buddy coming. I wasn't totally for sure if I should start these indoors or not. I'm really excited to have them. I wanted to plant them last year, but just didn't get around to it. And yeah, both of these, I might just have to pull them out and put them in a pot in a windowsill or something and see how they do, because he's reaching higher and higher every day. Definitely the overachiever of the bunch, I think. But my lavender's finally gone, or germinated, which is great. I tried growing it in a pot outside last year and it was a dud. I've got 2 different kinds, and then my echinacea is doing really, really well, which that won't bloom for 365 days from the day it sprouted. So next year it will bloom and I will be able to use echinacea to make tea and whatnot, but that's okay, we're getting them started now. So overall, very well, I'd say. Plenty of things are growing and sprouting up, so it's a good start for the year. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have many more videos coming up about general homesteading, gardening, outside videos. If you're interested, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.